Hello my sexy people, welcome back to another video. It's another vlog. What's up YouTube? It's another vlog. I've been graced with the pleasure to be able to speak at Leicester University's ACS about modeling and my journey modeling and content creation and the whole journey it's taken me so far, just to share my insight and share some advice and some inspiration. I was so happy because I've never really thought me, because number one, I don't have the highest following count. Number two, I don't think that many people saw my content. Three, I'm basically the same age as these people I'm going to be speaking to. I realized if I can show that I'm an example for this, then I'm already doing my part and I'm doing more than enough. So I'm just really excited. We're gonna pack. I'm so excited! Makeup came out fire. Bun came out fire. I thought I'd be extra and bring my magazines that I'm in. So this is the Dizia magazine that I'm in. This page. But I thought it'd be more star striking to bring the one which I'm in front page in Insomnia magazine. I'm literally front page. Like, you may think this is the front page. No, because you don't open books like this. This is not no manga. Like, I'm actually front page. Like, that's me. But I do need to clean it up. It's a bit dirty. Bag. Isn't it such a lovely spacious bag? I'm currently building a bag, but in the meantime, my other bag is just on its last legs. Like, she's on her last legs, so we're not taking her today. I'm tired. I need a new bag whilst building a bag. So we're just waiting. So cool. I have 2 magazines that I'm in, like digital media that I've done. And I was thinking, why would they ask for my advice? Why would they not ask for my advice? I made it. I work as a model, of course. Now it's time for me to go. Let's go. First train down. 2 more trains to go. The thing I need to change is the volume. Currently on the 3rd train right now. And I slept some of my makeup off due to acne. But yeah, the train's actually not that bad. But there's no Wi-Fi, so I think it's like a 2 out of 10 for me. But there's a charger, so I get to charge my phone. I've been doing some editing, like short form content. So, you know, you'll like get ready with me, etc, etc. We'll be getting off soon, so exciting! Oh my gosh! Oh my God. Yeah. Currently in a cab because got a bit distracted. Me shopping. I just had to. And we went to try out Faithful Cocoa Row. I heard it'll be really nice. So I got that, and then I also got flowers as well as some chocolate. Ben and the whole ACS team, because it's an honor to be invited and to be asked, you know, things pick up my brain. So yeah, and plus when you come to stuff like this, you don't come empty-handed. My friends always told me that. So it's really interesting to see how everything works out. I'm super excited. I don't know if I'll have time to have the food now. I'll try and have a sneaky bite before we enter. But this is kind of like London. I think it's more similar to Reading. When I went to Reading looks a bit similar to Leicester, because I mean it is outside of London, but it still has that London vibe. It's nothing really that different, but I still think it's really nice. So yeah, we're gonna be on the way right now. We are currently at the University of Leicester at the Creative Halls. This is so cute. Let me show you. Turn around with me. What? Turn around with me. This is how it's looking. It's so cute. I'm so excited. But yeah, everyone's about to get ready soon. Yeah, I'm super excited. Let's go. Okay.
With the first panel, so I would like to introduce Chims, Yoyinsola, and Chantel. If you could please give them a round of applause, please.
Hi everyone, my name interesting journey with my modeling journey. So what happened was I really wanted to get into it later in my teens, but I ended up getting scammed. So I ended up paying loads of money. You can guess, but it's probably more than you think. And then from there, I had to learn the harder way to get into the modeling industry. I got rejected multiple times, and then I had to find another agent through multiple different ways. And then after that, I've been able to do really cool projects, as well as be in this magazine, which I thought I'd show you guys. So if you guys want to look around and see this magazine, it actually ended up being a test shoot, and then ended up being submitted to a magazine. So yeah, I'm really excited to share my journey and just empower those in the community. Thank you.
Do you believe it's a skill to be curated, and that over time someone can become a content creator, rather than the idea that some people naturally are sort of content creators separately?
Okay, so I start first, right? Great. I think that's a really great question, to be fair. I definitely think content creation is a skill, as well as skills can be learned. And I don't think it's one of them things where you can't learn the skill, as well as it's also, on the other side, you can have it naturally, have that personality, have that confidence to put yourself out there and talk online. So I definitely think it's both on the same card. It depends on where you are personally, because I feel like every journey is different. And with content creation, it's not like school. You go to school and they tell you this is the roadmap to become a lawyer or something. There's no like class or timeline for content creation. Anyone has a chance to pick up a phone and really express themselves online. So I won't really say if there's both sides. I think both sides are very equal depending on your personal situation. So unless I know like personally, I don't know. But yeah, you can learn if you want to, but as well as that, if you have the talent, why not strengthen it?
Modeling community, I feel like you could for example, you go to a casting, and you and the models, you might key, you may laugh or something, but once you leave, tense. Once you enter the room, once the casting director's in front of you, everyone's minding, jamming, everyone's doing their own thing. So how do you feel? Do you feel like that's affected you? Maybe that struggle, or maybe not struggle, to find community and sort of maybe form actual friendships within the modelling industry, per se?
Thank you. I think that tension, in a way, I think it's because, number one, these people are here to do a job, so they're here to get paid, to hopefully book a job and get paid. So just as you're about to enter a job interview, you're key, but once you're inside and it's like a group interview, everyone's going to be very serious because they want to get the job. I think that's how I can, display it, because that's really how it is. But in terms of the tenseness and how it links to finding a community, I think you also just need to see this is a professional environment. So even though we're professional inside, we can also be joyful on the outside. So just as like you said, we're kikiing before and then we enter. It's just a professional area, that's all. So while you're there, it's not just me there anymore. It's tons of models looking for the same job with the casting directors, with the whole entire team. So you have to be professional in these areas and in these times. But once I step outside, I'm like, that was so tense. And they will tell me as well. And usually the models will tell you, or even the people in the team, they'll be like, yeah, that was really tense. But that's how it is. That's just how it is in the community. And I wish it would die down a notch, but that's just how it is in different areas. It has to be professional.
You don't realize how much free grafting you do, at least for me, especially, a lot of free grafting in terms of getting to where you need to get to. And I feel and I was actually asked this as a question, but I feel like that's one of the fundamentals that in a lot of positions and a lot of jobs in the creative industry that's done right now, a lot of people aren't willing to do. I'm not saying do everything for free, that's not what I'm saying, but I think there is a benefit to working for free, and I don't even see it as work for free, but more like work experience, like internship, things of those nature. I feel like within the creative industry, sometimes it can feel a bit exploitative, 100%, and there is definitely a way to differentiate that, but there is an element to actually for lack of a better word, jigging, and just doing what needs to get done.
My biggest shock, it's not much to do with me, but much to do with brands, all the biggest brands you can think of, they ain't got no money. So don't be because like for example, but yeah, they don't have money, so don't like. Of course, everyone has dreams, want to work with the biggest brands, but like, don't break your back because they got money. They got money. So that was my biggest shock.
I think my biggest shock is that people love the struggle come up. Like, people want to know the bad things that you went through to get you to the point that you're at. I feel like as a content creator, you always think I need to show up as my best self, I need to look good, but the times where I've probably been the worst in my life is when I attracted the most followers, the most supporters, the most likes. So showing up even when you're down bad, show up. Like, you will build the best community in that, and they'll stay loyal to you because they know what you've been through.
Honestly, just like majority of everyone, what they've said right now, number one, in terms of the budget, it's not there. It's not there a lot of the time. And don't let that discourage you, because the budget is usually there when you've hit that point. Even in the low points, I've managed to get paid by some pretty good brands during my modeling career, so don't get me wrong, there's money there is money to be made, but at the start it is pretty tough in terms of grafting and joking, like you said. No one told me how many collaborations I would have to do for free to build up my portfolio and to be able to attract more people towards, I guess, my page in a sense, and as well as that, my whole portfolio to get more jobs for modeling. For example, that photo you see right there, guess where I was? I was in Woolwich shooting for free with my friends to take that photo. Even with this magazine, it was supposed to be just a test shoot, and it was me working for free. Yeah, these are some of my best images. So don't let that discourage you, because at the end of the day, work is work, and as long as you're doing your part, you'll be consistent. I think in terms of consumption, I'm a doom scroller like majority of people. I do like a good doom scroll every once in a while. So in terms of consumption, I do consume a lot of content, but I also have breaks. I make sure I give myself loads of social media breaks, especially when it gets to my head a lot. I think if you're going to recreate something, recreating your own way, have your own personal touch, whether that be a 1-2 edit, but make sure you kind of find a way to balance that out, because there's nothing wrong with, I guess, recreating in a way, as long as you have your own personal touch to it. For me personally, when I catch myself in negative ruts, which sometimes is more often than I plan to, I would like to, number one, see where I'm at. So I will take a deep breath in. It's really hard sometimes, but I do like to take a deep breath in. And I like to see how far I've come. Also, have a gratitude notes app. So in my notes app, I literally just put everything I'm grateful for, and it's literally just 1 or 2 things every single day. I'll just be like, oh, the bus came a little earlier today, and it's stuff like that. And it sounds so funny, but stuff like that would genuinely make your day. And in terms of comparison as well, and being down in the rut, because I guess I can relate this to modeling. Me and some girls from my agency will go to get a job, and one of them will get the job and be like, damn, why didn't I get the job? And then, whole right again. But at the same time, you need to understand things will happen for you for a reason. Like, things will happen. When it's meant for you, it's be meant for you. I always think of it as, if it will happen, it's when it will happen. So don't ever think it will never happen, because it will happen, just think when. So don't ever think that it will never happen, because it definitely will. It's just a matter of when it will. So, just leave that to you on your journey. Take your time. Don't rush it. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
I think that's really important about what you said about not if it will happen, but when. And I think for a lot of it, it is, honestly, it's just a case of when. Do you know what I mean? Because as well, there are so many factors that play into different things. Like, for example, I mentioned, summer you're working and winter you're not. But that's also a thing that's out of your control. There's naturally, come winter times, maybe there's not as much money this summer, everyone's doing activities, there's not as much money. So, they can be a different, trickle down things, a little bit harder. But I wanted to talk also about, your modeling, for example. And for me, and coming back to what I said about test shoots, I feel like that's a fundamental, from my experience of modeling. You need to garner experience, you need to work with photographers, you need to, even there's a thing, learn how to smile, learn how to pose, do you know what I mean? Body shoulders head up, do you know what I mean? Even I remember walking, and because I did cadets when I was younger, so when I was walking a runway show, I used to always hold my hands down like this. So then on the photos, when you see my hands like this all the time, it looks horrible. So even relearning how to position my hand, what do you feel as though are some fundamentals, maybe, that models are missing that you would say they should reintroduce themselves to or introduce themselves to in order to better their careers type thing?
That was a really good question there. I think for, I guess, modeling 101, I would definitely say know your body, know how you are photographed, know how you'll be in front of the camera, because that's generally what modeling is. You are posing to sell. You are being there to sell. You're selling either a product or just a piece of clothing, you're selling something. So you need to know how your body's framed or how you look like. So for example, not just looking in front of a mirror, even on your camera, I would say look and try and pose in the mirror and see, okay, if I were to, for example, model for this top now, how would I pose in the mirror? And if not, look for inspiration. Literally go on websites and search on tops. How are these people posing for these tops? How are these people posing for these things? In terms of walking, I guess you can just look on videos on how to walk, but practice yourself. See what fits for you and what works for you. Because I think, especially in the new industry now, everyone's accepting something new and there's always new talent everywhere. So don't try and squish yourself into a bubble thinking that it has to be like, I don't know, Gucci 2002. No, it doesn't. It could be like what it is now, especially with companies like Balenciaga. They're taking in any new form of talent. So definitely don't push yourself into a box saying that it has to be like this or it has to not be like that. In terms of walking and I said posing. Now test shoots. Test shoots is great because I think you can also start with just your iPhone. There's such a low barrier to entry to modeling nowadays, which I love. I love that so much because more people can now enter this industry. If it wasn't like that, I wouldn't even be here sitting and talking to you guys now. So literally start with your iPhone, start with how you like to be photographed. And if you can start there and start taking content ever so slightly, you don't even need to post it online, but get your confidence out there with just being in front of the camera, because that's what you're going to be doing when you're modeling and when on set. So once you can practice that and practice your confidence there. And another thing I would actually like to add is mindset. So I would say make sure your mindset is in a good place. Don't rely on your worth to be on a job or on likes or validation. I think this is really crucial, especially at the start of your career, or just even thinking, once you think, okay, I really want to be in this social creative space, don't let your mindset or your worth be plainly on validation, because once it's there, it will crumble every time. I'm telling you, once you post and you see that, oh, I haven't got the likes I wanted, you're like, damn, oh my gosh, what's going on, what did I do? Or if you didn't get the job that you wanted. So don't put your worth there, put your worth within yourself and have a mission personally as to, okay, I want to do this, why do I want to create this? So once you have that, if you see these negative things, it won't let you get you down in a sense. But yeah, those are the most top things I have to say.
Thank you so much. That was very refreshing.
Start with your actual education first. Education is key. Like, definitely go to school, get that higher education, get as much knowledge as possible. So once you have your education in place in your calendar, then put in blocks for like content and fashion stuff, and that's when you'll be able to allocate your time easier and start week by week. So see what works for you, because maybe you find that on the day you have uni or something, and then after you'll be able to like record something, but if you're not in that mood, then maybe you'll be able to, I don't know, do a short OOTD, for example. Outfit of the day, by the way. But yeah, so definitely try and block out, start with uni, make that the priority, and then find place to block out and put in content creation and fashion stuff.
To add on to that, I would also try and think of ways to make loads of videos from one video. So if you do decide to do an outfit of the day, you can make that a voiceover. You can pretend and say, get ready with me to go to, I don't know, premiere, even though you're not, or a date, something. Just find multiple ways to make different types of content from that one video.
I was also going to say, you actually, it's basically a tangent of what it's about organization, but you actually don't realize how many. You don't want to make sure we work the same 24 hours in a day.
She wasn't wrong.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. Didn't want to hear it from her, but she wasn't wrong. Do you know what I mean? But you actually don't realize that depending on especially on if you know how bad you want something, that 1 hour where you're not doing anything, I promise you, so much can actually be done in an hour. But not even editing, you feel as though, because I know sometimes editing can feel daunting, but it's like, once I actually get into it, I'm like, okay, that actually only took me 15 minutes, that's a 30 minutes, you know what I mean? And then I can focus something else. So really, if you're going to block out time, actually use the time and like times where you're not doing anything, maybe pick up your phone and start doing something. But yeah, any other questions?
If you don't speak in your content, just forget about it.
Yeah.
Try to speak as well, and I would
Yeah.
also add, your friends are not your target audience. I don't get offended when my friends. Oh, sure, I'll take the mic. Hey, I don't get offended when my friends don't always comment, always post, always like, repost on my stuff because they're not my target audience. Like they may be my friends, but they're not my target audience. Those are the people I'm targeting. So kind of get that out of your head as well.
Doesn't hold you back.
Pardon?
Doesn't hold you back. Like if someone is looking at the content
And they're not like.
reacting
Fund them.
Yeah, like they're not paying my bills. Like at the same time, they're not the ones who I'm targeting too. Like we both have very different courses in life that we want to take. As well as I guess it can feel daunting because in this space, especially in this community, like I'm born and raised South East London. Like everyone knows everyone in one way or another. So if I were to post something, probably auntie and her daughter has seen it and they're probably going to see me on the street but not say anything. Who cares? Like, they're just going to talk about it. People are going to talk about you regardless. So just make sure you're doing whatever you want to do, if that makes sense. Like, people are talking about me regardless, yet I'm here on a panel talking to you guys. So don't ever let that knock you down because people are going to talk whatever. Who cares? As long as you keep doing what you're going to do. Because if you weren't, then just let them talk for goodness sakes, you know what I mean? So don't take it too personally.
I'd say don't create the second account. Try and speak to the camera. We're in a day and age where you can't just post content and think, oh yeah, my outfit looks good, so I'm probably going to get loads of views. There's like, we don't know who you are. Why should I interact in your content? I don't know who you are. What's the difference between you and the other person that's probably posted the same fit or similar? So you have to try and find a way to show a bit of your personality and get people, you have to think about the people, and if you were the consumer, what would make you follow you without being biased? And then the second thing is, you can't have pride when it comes to content creation. I feel like when it comes to, wanting your friends and your family to look at your content, it's purely a pride thing, because I can assure you that majority of us will not be able to create our content in front of our friends and family. We'll feel a bit awkward, we'll feel a bit shy, but it's only online that we want to look like, we're doing this, so you better support because I know you, but it doesn't really matter. Just focus on getting the community that are actually going to build you up and bring you money. Your friends and family are probably not going to bring you money.
From a talent manager perspective, I would say because I work very closely with brands, they love personality. Not speaking will not help you in any shape or form. You need to speak. Whether that's talking through your outfit, whether that's talking through your day, whether someone's annoyed you and you're just talking about it, they want to hear you talk because personality sells. Rather than I'm sure your fits are cool, but you want to want to hear about you, your personality, because I don't know you. I know you can dress well, but there's more to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like you should make sure you're translating that in your content. And on that topic of the second, do not create that. Starting a whole new page is not as easy as you think. It is not easy, and a lot of people think because you're starting afresh it'll be easier. It is not easy at all. So stick with what you already have and try different things. Ask your audience, what do you guys want to see? People forget that the audience are there to watch you. Ask them what do they want to see, and they'll give you the reply. Also
remember, no one's above blocking. If you genuinely feel like these people are supposed to be my friends and they're not interacting with content, first of all, get the ego out of the way. But if you really genuinely don't know these people and it's someone you saw in secondary school time ago, block them. No one's above blocking. Honestly, there's so many people that are in my block list because I'm just I don't want them to even see my outfit of the day, my OOTD. So just block them. Seriously, no one is above blocking. If you genuinely feel this is preventing me, this type of person, if they want to see or scroll on my timeline and see my stuff, is preventing me from wanting to post or express my personality, block them. No one's above blocking. It's literally free of charge. So block them if you need to. But there's low-key a shame to being seen. People don't want to be seen. You may see that, oh, I want people to see me, I want to get 100k likes and stuff. But sometimes you kind of low-key in you don't want that many people to see you. I think it's kind of removing that shame because maybe something or somewhat or trauma inside you told you that if people see you, this and that's going to happen or something negative is going to happen. So kind of remove that stigma in your mind and kind of take your time to think about it as to what is it that's making me feel like I don't want to be seen. Post yourself, and to even just show yourself online is very vulnerable, and it's something I kind of had to unlearn in a sense. I thought, oh, it's an ego thing, like, oh, I'll show my outfit of the day, and like I'll talk to the camera, then I'll get 10 likes, and then like it's actually very vulnerable to put yourself out there, no matter what type of audience you're facing. So I think it's something I had to unlearn / relearn in a way, vulnerability. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. People love that. People keen to that. It's part of your personality. Or if you don't make it a thing where like you're crying on the internet every 2 seconds, like let's not do that. Let's not make ourselves a victim. But definitely show different sides of yourself. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
In regards to being seen, I think it's one of two things. Because I was going to say the reality of it is, and something that I've realized is that a lot of people actually don't care. There's like a lot of people like when you actually think about it, like I'm like you may like once you start posting social media gain attraction and whatnot, you know, yeah, cool, some people may realize you don't know, and it may start to make you think, and it can have a negative effect. So it's positive when you have negative effect. You start to think, oh, that person thinking about me. And I had the biggest thing, I was like, I can't leave my house. I was like, especially after a certain incident, like really no, my friends are sitting here at the front there, ask them, the next day did not leave my house. I was paranoid. And then do you know the worst part is, I left my house and someone then recorded me again. So it's not even like my theory was disproven. It was proven, right? But then in the same breath, yeah, no, stop. In the same breath, out of the 2 people that recorded me, there was like 300 people there. There was still 299 other people that didn't record me, that didn't care about what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? You just sort of have to see the silver lining of it. And with unlearning something, I think one thing, it's actually true, like one thing that I unlearned is like ego. I think when you post on social media, like your sign-ups they start firing, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get likes, see the likes on the blah, blah, blah. But then you don't realize that at the same time there's like a level of vulnerability to it. I think social media can make you quite, I thought it's not quite way to say, but social media can make you quite open. Especially when, I think sometimes we like to demonize it, but like people make friends from social media, you meet people. Hey, you guys do oh my God, I bet you guys do social media, do you know what I mean? Like, and it's, social media is a very, very powerful tool, and I think vulnerability within it, there's a level of vulnerability within it that, you know, that can be explored, that maybe when you go into it, you don't necessarily see. You see it as an ego thing, but it's actually not like that at all.
Brands are watching you,
Yes.
and the people behind the brands, like the reps, they're the same age as us, so they're probably doom scrolling. They're saying, "Why did Ben just say that?" And they're like, "Cool, written in monster." Do you know what I mean? So you need to really. I feel like the kind of content you create and the opinions, like, of course, have your own opinion, but nothing too crazy, because the brands are watching. Big brands say, please, brands say.
Can we actually, I wanted to, because you brought up brand safety, I feel like that's another thing that isn't discussed. What are some things that are, let's say, 2 things that are brand safe, and then 2 things that are not brand safe, because I feel like that's very, very crucial.
Stop stitching content. Stop stitching people on TikTok. For the love of Jesus. Stop stitching. Like, using other people's content to make content is not content. Like, it is not content. Stop doing it. It drives me up the wall. Honest to God. What was the brand saying?
Their profanity.
Yeah, swearing. You've got to stop swearing or talking sexual stuff. You need to, like, of course it's juicy and we're like, oh, what they're doing, but like, it doesn't help you in the long run. Like, I understand you want to be personable and relatable. I don't need to know.
Well, about a person, always think, if they were to display this in front of my church right now, how would they look at me? No, seriously, if they were to display this in front of my local community now, how would they look at me? So I always try and think that before I post as well, because like these are the people that are going to see your stuff. Like, you never know who's actually going to see your stuff. I'm not saying that you're going to post for these people, but you actually never know. So be careful with the eyes that are seeing your stuff. Like you said, when you model freelance, you kind of can book jobs more often than working without. But it's sometimes like, would you get the money?
No.
Would you get the money? Would there be some sort of security with that job? A lot of the times, especially now, I see, for example, someone posts like casting call, and then you'll get in, and you're like, oh, you get the job, and then I get the job, I get there, I do the work, and then I wouldn't see a dime, like I wouldn't see a pound, I wouldn't see a penny. I was like, what's going on? You might as well call this a test shoot. So I feel like when I actually work with my agent side by side, I'm able to actually get the money more securely, and I have that security in a sense because they've done this before. They have the experience which I didn't have, as well as that they have connections which are able to, like you said, then build me on to have a stronger relationship with these brands, with these people. So I don't think it's crucial, especially starting out, but I definitely think if you're thinking long term and thinking of a long term career, it's great to look for agencies or management.
I would say, as a time manager, I would say you don't need one. The only reason I say that is because I feel like the only time you would need, not only time, but if you're an unorganized person, like if you're getting loads of like deals in and you can't even organize yourself, I feel like that's when you would need a manager. But like, look, like if you're not getting anything, like I'm not sure we're able to manage. Not in a rude way, but like, do you know what I mean? And like, as I was saying, like it's just you're not just managing, you're managing some. You're basically in charge of someone's career.
Yes.
Like it's so much deeper than most people think.
Yeah.
Like I wish it was. It's not an easy job. Like you're 24/7 managing your creators, and it's like you're their biggest cheerleaders. You're making sure that everything that comes to them and anything they're pitching for aligns. You're making sure that the strategy you're doing, you're both aligning. Because let's say for you, for example, you're like you wanted to make fashion, and I'm thinking, I don't see that. I think I see you as a food creator. Do you know what I mean? So like you need to align with your creators as well, and you need to like them as well. Like I can't manage you if I don't watch your content. It makes no sense to me. So yeah, there's a lot to it, and I feel like a lot of content creators that are starting out, they're like, if I get a manager, I'm gonna make so much bank. Now, you need to put the work in, and that's the first question I ask whenever I'm signing someone. I'm like, do you actually want to be a content creator, or do you just want to make money? Like, there's a distinction.
I would say number one, it's okay for you to change your mind. It's normal, it's life. If you entered one realm and that's what they do majority, like e-commerce, and you want to do more editorial / runway, that's fine. I do want to say though, before you do make such a step or such a leap, don't just go on a whim. Like everyone said, you have to provide evidence, test shoot, see if you actually like this thing. Like before I started going more into the high fashion editorial space, I actually test shooted into that space. I started test shooting, doing collaborations. For free, by the way, I wasn't paying. And sometimes I will even pay to like pay for the photographer to shoot me in this way because I want to see, is this something I actually want to do? Is this something I really want to put myself forward towards? So really try and test it out first, test around. And if you like it, if you don't like it, then make that huge leap. If you first of all, be real with me. Tell me how this industry really is, because I don't want to go there with just fairy eyes. Like, tell me twinkles in my eyes. Like, no, tell me the truth. Like, how much work do I need to put in? I think truth, the reality hits way more harder, but it's good you know it, so you're able to actually put the work in. Another thing I would like to say is just to, I guess, yeah, what you said, Chandra, like, put me in rooms where I wouldn't be able to get there myself. Put me in classes where I wouldn't be able to be there myself. Like, put me in places which kind of tests my capacity. I want to see how far I can reach. So I guess that's what I would look for in terms of management. But yeah.
Because you're doing well now, in 5 years' time, expect that it's still going to do well. You have to keep moving with the times and keep adapting and keep growing. Yeah.
It sounds a little harsh, and I promise I'm not trying to be, but find the best ways to optimize your look. Like, in the nicest way, like, especially in terms of modeling. Like, know your face structure to the T, know what complements your face, know the hairstyles that complement your face. In terms of your body, know your body, try and get into as much fit shape as possible. Like, try and optimize your look in the best way possible, I would say. See what works for you, works for your face, works for your body. And as well as that, your mind. Try and optimize your mind the best way possible.
Let's give these guys a round of applause, please. Just so everyone can get up, move around, go on the feet, we're going to take a quick 10-minute. We'll reconvene back at 8 o'clock for the second panel. Thank you so much, friends.
Hi sexy people, currently eating on the train. And shout out to the train staff, they're so lovely. They're not supposed to relatively warm. It's not like hot. But it's good. Hi, sexy people. Incredible privilege of going to the University of Leicester, speaking to the African and Caribbean Society at a panel. I spoke about modeling as well as content creation, which is what I do, as an up-and-coming model navigating the industry and capturing these moments through social media, either that be TikTok, Instagram, or even YouTube as you're watching this video right now, sitting in a really unique intersection between building my career as well as sharing my impact and impacting others. Shared advice about finding your passion, figuring out what works for you, especially about being vulnerable and staying true to yourself and doing what exactly you want to do, and overcoming obstacles and rejection. The experience was honestly just so... it was so incredible. I can't even find the right word. I can't even find the correct words to describe how amazing this experience genuinely was. I wish I could have spoken to everyone for longer and has let them pick apart my brain as much as I could. Just so grateful to just be able to have been there. Now, I'll be real with you. Even during the actual panel talk, I was incredibly scared. In fact, I was actually really nervous, especially during the start, because number one, I've never spoken before. I've never done a panel in front of people. When I speak on the camera. It's easy talking to camera because I'm so used to it. It's a very familiar aspect, very familiar object that I'm used to looking at, whether that be my iPhone or the DJI Osmo that I used to record. So when it came to me now speaking in front of people face to face, I was worried. And it's like, you need to get your content in as well. So I had the amazing opportunity to have my partner there and try and take content with me, but I didn't know my storage ran out. So he's like, yo, your storage ran out. And I'm like, oh. So we're trying to make eye contact. So I'm like, oh. And another thing, oh my gosh, it was, what do you call it? It wasn't content. Was it content? Yes. So I prepared notes because we weren't sent questions beforehand, but we were sent topic lists. So when you're about to get into the topic list, I forgot that my topic list was on my phone. So when I gave my boyfriend my phone to obviously help me take content, I forgot I need my notes to double check that what I'm saying is what I practiced the night before, and I was just panicking. And then I realized I didn't even need my notes. Words really naturally flew out of my mouth, so there was no point of me actually doing all that back and forth at the beginning. But trust me, it wasn't even noticeable if you actually see if they release any footage. And once you see on the actual video that I posted as well, you see I'm actually very natural, very confident, so I'm super excited. But knowing that I've now been able to speak on a panel, honestly, I hope for more panels in the future, more talks, more discussions. I love speaking and I love speaking to everyone, so in hopes for more of that. I'm so grateful I've been able to do this so early in the year. What do you mean it's already January? It's not even February. Ah! I'm so grateful. Honestly, I'm incredibly grateful. My heart is full. My head is full. Everything is full. I'm incredibly grateful. And I'm just so excited. If anything, I'm even more motivated to continue working, getting back to work and picking up my camera and getting back to everything. I also want to give a really special thanks to Ben. Thank you so much for giving me a platform to speak and inspire others. I'm super grateful that you've been able to see me as a visionary in my own craft, in my own lane, and in my own rights. He saw my work and he saw the level of inspiration I give to others, the level of inspiration I guess I give to myself. And I'm just incredibly grateful that I was chosen and picked for this opportunity to speak and to also interact and to talk to great other creatives and individuals in their own field and in their own right. I'm incredibly grateful and just thank you so much. I think Ben OK is someone you should all be following. Literally now, if you're not following, liking, subscribing, go and do that right now. I'm going to put their socials in my bio, in the follow ASAP. Host skills, top tier. I genuinely felt like I didn't even see majority of people in the room because of how good the conversation was and how good the conversation was flowing on and off camera. Host skills, amazing skills. Such a great social personality. You know when you just see people and you just know that you're going to be big, you're going to be great. Like I just knew when I first saw, and I see that with loads of people. But I genuinely had to say it because I'm just so excited to see what the future holds, especially for Ben and myself, like, especially for everyone who I spoke to. I'm just so excited to see what the future holds, because I know it's going to be bright and shiny. But I can't just give you all of this without giving you advice. So I wanted to leave this video with 3 pieces of advice for you all. Have a strong mindset. Know exactly what it is that you want to do. Number 2, don't overthink the journey. Just know the steps. Just take the steps. Don't overthink how you're going to get there. Just take the steps to get there and be consistent with the action. Another thing I want to say is number 3. Connect with others. I saw loads of people. One thing I really liked that I saw last night was people weren't just speaking to the panelists, i.e. me, people who invited to come there. People were speaking to each other. As in, the people who probably came as friendship groups, were speaking and mingling with each other, which I love to see. Because really, as much as you'll be able to talk to the panelists and connect to network, the best way to actually connect and network and actually grow a community is through talking to one another, to talking to like-minded individuals like yourselves. So if you ever catch yourself at meetings in creative places like this, talk to the people around you, talk to the people there, network with the people there, because trust me, you're definitely going to get more insight through talking to these people. Be able to grow together, and once you grow together, you'll be able to strengthen one another, and I think that's just so beautiful. That is just incredible. I want you to all know that I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for the people who were rejected. I'm doing this for you. I'm not just doing this for anything else. And this really made me sure of my vision. Number 1, I'm doing this for women. Number 2, I'm doing this for Black women. Number 3, I'm doing this for those who were rejected. I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this for the people who were shy and didn't think they'll be able to get to this area and get to this stage, or explore their dreams, explore their creative rise, explore their creative freedom. I'm doing this for people who didn't think they could do it. I'm doing this to prove a point. I'm doing this to strengthen my community. I'm doing this for those who are consistently needing to push the barriers to what is beautiful, what is the standard. I'm setting an example as to what the industry thinks is great and thinks is good, and what they label as great and what they label as good, and what they label as beautiful, and what they label as a creative, what they label as a professional. I am challenging that every single day, especially through this channel, and I think that's genuinely my message and genuinely why I'm doing what I want to do. I love modeling, and as much as it's amazing and inspiring, I'm doing this to challenge the system, challenge the industry, so you can see more people who look like me and you. And that's what fuels me, that's what drives me, that's what challenges me every single day. That genuinely is my mission, that's my purpose, and I'm so excited to continue fulfilling that. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Full speed ahead with me on this journey. I'm so excited. Let's go.